Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Mary Payton with All About STEM Radio. Why is my mic up like this? I feel short. I come to you every Wednesday here on the Blue Bowl at Fishbowl from 6 to 7. And, I cannot believe I am going into my third year. This is a long time. But anyway, don't forget, we have two awesome sponsors. One is Britt Technical Institute out of Bedford. For those of you who are adults who are looking at transitioning into a STEM career field, please contact Miss J.C. Newell at info@redwell-ed.org. They have biomedical equipment repair, imaging equipment repair, and also 3 IT fields that they're going to be doing certifications in. And also next week, ladies and gentlemen, Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce is hosting a supply chain entrepreneurship academy from the 17th through the 28th at UNT Frisco. So go online, look up Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce. Is for your high school juniors and seniors who are looking for something to do, something that's going to get them into some form of entrepreneurship. Well, today I have a outstanding guest, but I'm going to close this door real quick. Hold on.
Oh, let me get that.
Oh, Gary left it open. All right, I'm sorry. I'm back. Don't forget, this is the time to get your kids involved in things for the summer. And Yes has a program called I'm Not Bored, and Rita and Dr. Linda are doing an exceptional job with those kids. Now, today I have Miss Becky from the River Legacy Foundation Living Science Center. If you do not know where that place is, now I've lived in Arlington off and on for 10 years because y'all know me. I go out of the country, come back, and then I pretend like I live here again. But I had never gone there, and I met her here in the station about a month or so ago, and I said, I have to have you on my show. But I went to River Legacy, and you know I'm an outdoor girl. If you love the outdoors, this is the place to be. I'm walking around, and there is a beautiful copperhead just sitting offside the trail on the big root of a tree. He's just sitting there, not bothering anybody, pretty as it can be. And one of the other ladies walked up, and she had taken a picture of this beautiful ribbon snake. So I know some of you aren't snake people, but y'all know when I was in the UAE, I had a snake called Pickles. So, yeah, she was a ball python. She was pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I miss Pickles. But anyway, I digress. Becky, please take the opportunity to introduce yourself to my guest.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mary. We're so glad to be here. Thank you for having us, and thank you for coming out to River Legacy. So River Legacy Living Science Center is really in the heart of the Metroplex.
It is.
And easy to get to. It's right on Northwest Green Oaks Boulevard. So if you're on I-30, coming east or west on I-30, go north on Cooper Street, and you really just go until it dead ends. You cross Green Oaks, and there you are in our parking lot.
Yes, you are. You just keep straight across.
Straight across and come on into our parking lot, and we're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5 every day. We're closed on Sundays.
Okay.
But come on out and see us, because during the summer, it's really fun to walk around outside and see things. And maybe if you come into the center, you'll take some time, slow down, and you'll know what to look for out there. Yes, we do have some copperheads, but they're all over the place. And as you and I know, when we were taking that walk, they don't want to have a thing to do with us.
Not a thing. He just sat there, let me take pictures of them, and we just walked on by and kept it going.
Yes, and they're beautiful to watch.
They are.
We didn't get to see the ribbon snake that day, but looking in the trees, you might find one another day, right? And definitely, if you come inside at the center, we have a beautiful space. In our atrium, you'll be able to see a copperhead there, because it's important for people to know what
Yes,
to
yes.
look for. They're the color of sticks sometimes, so we want to be sure that we know what we're looking for before we reach down and explore something in nature, to know what's safe.
Yes.
So it's a good idea. That's why we have them there. And for the people who aren't really snake people, which you and I are, but there are those who are not in the same club with us. We have, well, you love the tree frogs. I know you
Oh,
were
you know I
crazy
do.
about the tree frogs. We have a tarantula. We have a salamander and some toads on display. Everything that we have on display is native.
Okay.
So everything we have on display, you can find out in the park. You can find it in your neighborhood here in North Texas. And I love that about our displays that we have. They're set in what looks like a beautiful riverbank.
Yes.
And so you can see the layers of sedimentation, and you can see what grows at the top of the riverbank, but it shows you what you can find right here in your own backyard, so to speak. And we want everybody to feel like River Legacy is their backyard.
I mean, and y'all, it's beautiful out there. But Becky, give us a little bit about you, and how did you get involved in River Legacy?
Well, I tell you what, I love the outdoors. I'm like you. I love the outdoors, and so many years ago, many years ago,
Oh,
over
stop.
30 years ago, I was just tromping around out in the forest. It's a beautiful post oak forest, and got connected with the folks at River Legacy. It's a foundation that was formed because the city had been given 376 acres of parkland, or of land, bottomland,
Yep.
where I come from. That's what we call it.
Something you can't do anything with, so they think.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And so some concerned citizens got together and started raising money so that we could get more land and do something with it. Our original gift had some stipulations. One is that the land needed to be used for education.
Okay.
And then also to be open to the public. And so back then, Richard Green was our mayor, and he is certainly an environmentalist and loves the city and North Texas. And his wife became the leader of this civic group that got together. And so we've gone from 376 acres of an initial gift to the foundation has been able to help the city get to 1,300 acres of
Wow.
land. Yes, isn't that
And
amazing?
it's protected, right? So
Yes.
somebody can't come in and say, well, we need that land to build some houses or apartments or anything.
Exactly. It is protected land. So along the Trinity, the border to border in Arlington, the Trinity is protected with this 1,300 acre park.
Great.
The foundation really felt like that was important. But then also the foundation has raised money to help build amenities in the park. And one of the things that we enjoyed out there that day was that we have hiking trails, and we also have really wide sidewalks, 6 to 8 foot wide sidewalks, so that you can access the river and the beautiful forest no matter how you access it. So we were
Okay.
walking, but you could go in a wheelchair, you could have a stroller, you could have a bike. You can access it any way, and you have glimpses of the river that show it in its most beautiful and pristine form. This is amazing that you can see something that like it was 100 years ago or 200 or 300 years ago. I love that. And because of activists and conservationists,
Yes.
we've actually been able to bring the river back to that pristine form. When I first started volunteering with River Legacy, which is where we started this question, wasn't it? I helped with the Trinity Trash Bash, and
Yeah, I
we were
remember
pulling
that.
tires and batteries and all sorts of things out of the river. And my son was a little boy, and I thought I might have to boil both of us when we were finished with it. And now we can canoe and hike and bike
Yeah.
all in there. So, I mean, it's exciting to see what we can do together.
Because I've seen the evolution of the Trinity, because I grew up in Fort Worth in an area called Riverside. So I could walk 3 blocks over and I would be at the Trinity. And we were always told, well, the river is unsafe and stuff like that. And a lot of that was part of the processing plants being up on the north side of Fort Worth.
Right.
And when you put warm water and cold water, you get those undercurrents and all of that stuff.
Right.
But that's no longer, that industry is no longer there.
Right.
And what they've done with the river, not only on my end, because I go over to that area all the time, but also on the downtown Fort Worth end, on the Arlington side. I mean, it's just beautiful now. It's made it into an actual place that people actually want to go, want to visit, want to picnic.
Yes.
Picnic near.
Yes, and and it's the kind of thing that as we build out more, these areas become even more precious. I know that you and I both grew up where we loved having that as part of our stomping grounds, if you will, and it's so important for us to keep that for this generation and the next. And so now we've created a place that it's safe and beautiful and exciting and inviting to get to know nature and to really appreciate it. And with your listeners and with our visitors that we have, we're really nurturing that next generation of environmental stewards. We're nurturing the people who are going to help us solve these problems and create an even better world, and that's exciting to be part of.
Yeah. Now, I have a question, because I have been to the building, but I have not gone down to the walking trails and the hiking trails. What's the best way to access those?
You can do that from the center, so where we are, you can actually jump on the trails right there.
Okay.
Or there's a major entrance off of Northwest Green Oaks, just a little further, I'm getting my directions, west of the center.
Okay.
It's across from Margaret Drive on Northwest Green Oaks. So you can go in there, and there are plenty of places for you to access the trails there.
And parking.
And parking is available there. And then also, we have an entrance to River Legacy Park from 157 or Collins Street.
Oh, okay.
And there's a boat launch there, so you can get in your canoe or kayak there. And that also connects over to the Viridian Trails. So it's just a great place. You can go for miles and miles and miles.
I didn't know it was, I mean, now that you're talking, I've seen, because I sometimes come down Collins, coming from Bedford.
Okay.
And I've seen that area, but I didn't know that was part of River Legacy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And I've seen that boat launch and stuff over there, but I didn't know that was part of it. So this place is huge.
It is huge. It is huge. And, everybody talks about the Trinity Trails and the Trinity Trails Initiative. Well, many years ago, 9 cities agreed that we would work to make it where you could go from Dallas to Fort Worth and never have to get on a highway. So you could go for trails, or you could actually go on the Trinity. And Arlington is the first, and as far as I know, still the only city that has border-to-border protected land. Along the Trinity River. And so soon that'll connect to even more. Fort Worth is really getting close, and all the cities are working to do that. Now, some of the cities are making it more commercialized, but River Legacy wants to have, I think it's the tradition of the great parks of the world. Central Park is one that comes to mind, but certain areas that, as you said, are protected, that will never be commercialized, that we can actually experience nature. To me, it's amazing when we get to be 104 degrees outside and I can go for a walk in River Legacy, and even on the paved part of it, it's got a beautiful canopy over it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You're close to the water, and it's 20 degrees cooler in there. And also, it's never heated up as much because of the shade that the trees provide and the breeze from the river. So it's a beautiful place, and I love the way Arlington has done it. River Legacy Foundation has secured some of that land, and then we gift it to the city. So it's a city park, but we're a regional nature center.
I'm gonna have to get down to the walking trail park and just walk, down the river, down the edge, because the Trinity is part of my growing up, and so since I've been here forever.
Well, let's put on our hiking shoes and go, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt
I'm
me.
going. We're going.
And if Chris is listening, she's gonna say, "Yeah, Mary, she's been trying to get me to come out to nature center north of Fort Worth forever, and I've just been busy. But I'm making. You're gonna hold me to this. I already know because
That's
I'm
right.
far too close. Hey, Jack, I see you're on, and Peggy. Hey, but I do shout outs every once in a while.
Good.
But so, tell me a little bit about some of the activities and programs that y'all have there.
Oh, I'd be happy to.
I know you will, because you got your whole little list there in front of you.
I do. Well, I wanted to tell you that we're having summer classes right now. We're
Really?
in
For
the
what
midst
ages?
of it. So our summer classes go from 3 years to going into 8th grade.
Ooh.
And they're week-long camps.
Okay.
And they're really a lot of fun. They're hands-on, minds-on. Each class has a part of the day inside the center and a part of the day out on the trails or experiencing nature outside. These are classes that are small classes, and a lot of times the connections that the kids make are just so exciting, and we get stories every day about discoveries that they've made or things that they've seen. One of my favorite things is to walk in behind the kids in the morning on their second or third day and just see them scoping out everything and, being delighted when they see lichen on a log that's fallen, or they see a green anole, or they just show their parents these wonderful things that they've discovered. It's so exciting. But one of the classes that we have going on, I know that we have a few coming up in the July that we have a lot of openings in still.
Okay.
We have one that's exciting called Insect Investigators.
Ooh.
Yeah, it sounds like something you might like.
That sounds cool.
And that's for kiddos entering the 3rd and 4th grade. So the grades they'll be in the fall.
Okay.
And that class goes from 9 to 3 every day. Some of our classes for our younger ones are a little shorter than that. But these are a great experience to come out and really go in depth into a certain field that they're interested in.
And, the thing is getting kids interested in the actual habitat of a species.
Yes.
Because lately on my on the All About STEM radio show's Facebook page, a friend of mine had been sending me pictures of hummingbirds nest. And so I've been posting and putting little facts up. And one lady commented that she hasn't seen any hummingbirds in her yard or other, bugs or things for the last few years. And I said, well, you have to create the habitat, and that's what this lady did. And it took her a couple of years to start getting them.
Yeah.
But to actually see the habitat, to actually see what a lichen is, or a turtle, or, so on and so forth.
Right.
They don't understand that.
No.
Because we live in these cities, we have all these houses and apartments.
Right.
And if we see a turtle, it's like, ooh, it's not supposed to be here.
Exactly. And that makes me think of one of our classes is called Spectacular Spiders. And, you were at the center last night, and one of our presenters was a little uncomfortable because there was a spider inside the center, not in a terrarium. And so I went in with a glass and a piece of paper to move it to involuntarily relocate it, but to a better habitat for them. But really to know that these species are beneficial, and it's certainly worth the work to make your area, even if all you have is a balcony at your apartment, you can make a habitat that brings wildlife to you. And it's so much fun and so exciting to see, because we all have a part of nature.
Yes.
Everybody has a place in it, from you and me all the way down to a roly-poly or a pill bug. And, we all have an important role and a spot. And you know what? We can be positive or negative influences on our environment.
Yes.
And so, if all we do is get somebody to not squish a spider and take it outside, that's a start, isn't it?
It is. And, the thing is, like, last week I had a gentleman on from Britt, and he does gardening. All of that, all of these insects all of these animals, all of these reptiles have a reason to be here.
Exactly.
It's, don't get me laughing about the Lion King, but it's a circle of life.
It
Everything
is.
has a reason. If you want beautiful flowers in your yards, you have to have insects to pollinate.
Exactly.
If you want to have trees, there are just certain things that you're going to have in your yard that is beneficial
Exactly.
to what you're trying to grow.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining us, like Miss Deborah, this is All About STEM Radio. I come to you every Wednesday here on the Blue Stream from 6 to 7. We are currently being sponsored by Britt Technical Institute in Bedford, Texas, and also by the Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce, who is hosting a Supply Chain Entrepreneurship Academy next week, starting on the 17th at the UNT Frisco. And I have a wonderful guest here, Miss Becky Nussbaum from River Legacy Foundation, their science center up in North Arlington. And Becky, you brought a guest.
I did.
Can you introduce your ambassador that you brought with you?
I would be happy to. I have with me a very, very special animal ambassador. Let me go over here.
Hey,
This
some people
friend
thought it
is-
was a snake, but it's not a snake, y'all.
Yes, you had quite a few people in the lobby who were giving me the squinty eye. Not sure what I was bringing. Now, my animal ambassador is named Digger, and true to her name, I'm gonna have to look for her because she's kind of
dug into the.
she's gone down in there.
Well, she's native to Texas. I'm not going to tell you what she is. I'm going to let Becky pull her out for you. But she is native to here, and if you see one, in the road like I do, because I'm always stopping and taking these things out of the road, she is a what, y'all?
Anybody going to tell us what this is? This is an ornate box turtle. And I know that Digger is a female box turtle because of her eye color. If she had red eyes, Digger would be a boy, but Digger is a girl. She has beautiful brown eyes, and so she is a girl. And as you can tell, she's ornate. She's just beautiful. She has these spots on her that really are ornate and beautiful, but they're also really good for camouflage.
Okay.
So she's a good digger, as her name and her claws would tell you. Also, you know that she's a box turtle because underneath,
Oh, that is beautiful.
She has a hinge plastron, and so it can close up. So now she thinks maybe that I'm giving her something to eat.
I see your mouth.
But she can actually close up inside of there like a box that you would close the lid on. So she can really be protected if, let's say, a coyote or a fox wanted to eat her.
Okay.
Now, what her shell wouldn't protect her from, like you were talking about, would be car tires.
Right.
Or bike tires. And so if you see a turtle, and it'd probably be a bigger one than this,
Yep.
crossing the road, a couple things to know is that you want to just move them across in the same direction that they're going. Because inside they've got a GPS, way better sense of
Because
direction.
they're going to come right back out there where they were.
Exactly. So you just want to help them go across. If it's safe for you to help them, just move them across the road to the other side, and they'll keep going on their way. Another thing to remember is you can see how she has a curved carapace, and so her shell is more curved. That means that she is a land turtle.
Okay.
Okay, and so if it was flatter, she would be a water or a basking turtle. So
Okay.
she would be more for the water. But for her, it would not be helpful for you to put her in a pond.
Right, and that's what a lot of people want to do. They want to pick the turtle up and take them to the nearest body of water, but that's not what you're supposed to do.
No.
You take them to, like you say, take them, if they're going across the street, take them into the area don't do it on I-20, okay, people?
Right. Right. But it's important, and I move them across the path at River Legacy because I don't want any bikes to bump into them or anything.
Yeah.
But of course, we also want them to go in the direction they're going because they know where they're headed. Unlike me, they don't have to make a lot of U-turns. So we just want them to go in that direction. Some of the friends that we saw here wanted to know if they could touch her, and I always say you can, but you want to be very gentle because turtles can actually feel through their shells, and so their shells are similar to our fingernails, so you can feel through it, and then you can see this ridge at the back here. That's actually where her spine is.
Oh, okay.
So unlike on cartoons where you see a turtle get scared and leave their shell, she can't do that any more than we could run away from our own spine. So it's right here, and there's usually a spiny ridge right there.
Okay. I have a guest asking how big do they get? How big do box turtles get?
Well, box turtles will get to be 7, 8, even 9 inches.
Oh, that's a good size.
Yeah, so they're really big, and they're reptiles, so they're covered with scales, and even the shell is a kind of scale, and they just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay.
So, and these kind of come off, and new ones are underneath, kind of like your fingernail or your skin sheds. So they'll just continue growing, and it is a long-term commitment. Let me see how old. I think that they get to be about 50 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good age.
Yeah. 50s are a good decade.
I know.
We have some box turtles. Well, you saw some last night that
Yeah.
are about 6 or 7 inches big, and they can live to be 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Of course, they have to have a healthy habitat.
Oh, yes.
And so
And that's what you have at River Legacy.
That's right. That's what we're all about. Having a great environment for people and animals.
She moves pretty fast.
Yes, all that slow turtle stuff, that's not really true, is it?
No.
She's showing off now. So they do move very fast, and I think that she is extremely beautiful with her
She
markings, and she's an ornate box turtle.
She is gorgeous. Now, we were talking about some of the activities and events that you have out at River Legacy.
Yeah, so we do
You
have...
may want to put her
Yes, I
down
might
so you
need to
can
put
see.
her down. But I can bring her back.
Yeah.
I can bring her back. So one of the things that we have going on out there, besides our summer classes, which go in June and July, we also have nature school, which is a wonderful way to start off
Okay.
our kiddos. Nature school is for 3, 4, and 5 and 6-year-olds. And it's an enrichment program. So kids can come to us 1 or 2 days a week.
Okay.
And one of the things that's really exciting about next year is we have a Friday afternoon class, which I'm going to get to right here. We have a Friday afternoon class that is for kindergarten enrichment. So our kiddos who maybe are 5 and 6 but not quite ready to go to kindergarten, this is a great enrichment program for them. So they'll learn about nature and also enhance their academics.
Okay.
And
So you follow the teaks.
we do. We have teaks in there, and we also have natural learning and follow their curiosity. But then we have more writing and more reading and
Okay.
more math that goes right along with the nature that they're studying.
Okay.
So it's not kindergarten, but it's a way to get ready for kindergarten.
Okay,
It really
okay.
helps us, helps those kiddos get ready for that. It's a great program. I actually volunteered in one of these Friday kindergarten enrichment classes before I started back this last time working for River Legacy. This is my second time. So, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun to see the kids discover things, and they're measuring, they're comparing, they're contrasting, they're writing about it, they're reading about it. It's a great thing. I hope you'll come out and visit one day.
I'm going to have to. So, because, I do my thing over at Hill Elementary with a K-4 class. And, probably pick up some of y'all's ideas to help with my babies too.
Yeah,
and figure out a way to get them get their parents to bring them
We would
for
love
a visit.
that. We would love that. We would
But,
love that.
I mean, I was so surprised. People think that kids age 3, 4, 5 years old, oh, they don't need science. They won't understand. I'm going to tell y'all, you would be so surprised at how much these kids pick up.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Well, our 3-year-olds really focus on the plants and the animals that are right there
Yep.
in River Legacy and, of course, in their own neighborhoods. And you'll have 3-year-olds talking about metamorphosis. You'll have 3-year-olds talking about if some animal is nocturnal or diurnal. And, this isn't just something that they've heard and are spitting back out. This is something they really understand. They're synthesizing this information. They're processing it and taking it inside of them and coming up with new questions and new thoughts. And our teachers follow the discovery method. And so they are ready with lots and lots of options for the kids, but they let the kids really focus in and delve deep into what they're most interested in within the topics that they're talking about. It's very exciting. And our 4-year-old program focuses more on the habitats. So some of the interactions there with the plants and the animals that are also native to the area.
And that is one of the teaks from the K4 curriculum.
Yes, ma'am.
Is habitat, because the teacher that I work with, they made like little bear not beer, y'all, bear. They made little bear habitats, and she let me work with the kids, and we made insects hotels and stuff like that they got to put out in their yards at home.
Right.
So.
Right. And see, that kind of thing I think is so important because, a lot of times our kids are learning about the tundra or the rainforest.
Things that are in Texas.
No, and we need to talk about what's right here because that's really what really stokes their curiosity.
Yes.
And then they can make comparisons and make really some important discoveries about when they do learn about things that are not in their own neighborhood.
Okay. Once again, because I want to remind our people where you are.
Yes.
So where is River Legacy?
Well, you can find us 2 ways. One is riverlegacy.org. So you can always look there and contact us through riverlegacy.org. Or if you're driving to us, you take I-30 north on Cooper.
Okay.
And as soon as Cooper really dead ends, you cross Green Oaks. And we're on Northwest Green Oaks at Cooper in North Arlington. So when you're going north on Cooper, cross Green Oaks and you come right into our parking lot.
Yep, you do.
Yeah.
I was there last night. You just keep straight. Just run right into it.
That's right. That's right. And then you park back there and come up the trail and you're going to find a beautiful nature center. Everything we do is based on the curriculum.
Yes.
Everything we have is we have our TEKs in mind. We're always updating and expanding our curriculum. But we have information for adults. I always say 3 to 93. And as I told you last night, my mom's 93. So she says, well, I need to up that number now. So
you got to go from 4 to 94.
There you go. There you go. And so we have everything to really be a gateway.
Yes.
To get people to go outside, to get everybody to be interested in what's outside. Because once we see that, and you know this, once you see that, your mind flips on and you're curious. And once you start making those observations, your heart becomes open to that.
Yep.
And you love nature. And we'll protect what we love.
Yes.
And we have to get our kids to feel comfortable outside.
That we do, because they kids can use a smartphone better than we can.
Yes.
A tablet or iPad, computer. You go to the grocery store and a kid is sitting in the buggy watching Baby Sharks or something.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and what we want to do is we use technology because our new discovery room that opened.
I love that room.
I knew you would.
You know I like dancing in
know.
there.
The discovery room has great ways for us to use technology to get people to feel comfortable going outside. So you might learn about a cicada and see how the adult cicada comes out of the shell. And on our video screen, you get to wiggle and help that cicada get out. But then you learn what that shell is. So, we all see those shells, but so few people have any idea what an adult cicada looks like.
Yep.
Or that something that's that big could come out of one of those shells. It's amazing. And once you make that discovery, first of all, you're not scared when you hear cicadas, or you see one buzzing around. You're interested in it, and you're curious about it,
and you know about it.
And so then you want to learn more, and that's what everything we do is all about: is getting people to be curious and to really love the environment. Just like you, we're nurturing our next generation of environmental stewards. We have people who are really ready to make the world better because of the love of the environment that they get from us.
And they have to get out and see it.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know what's out there. Like I said, I've been past River Legacy, and I go to the parks here in Arlington, but I'd never been to River Legacy until you invited me. Yeah. This place is gorgeous. It's huge, and it's not just a park. It's a place where there's a lot going on.
Right.
A lot going on.
Right. And, we'd love to have people come out. Our Discovery Room is an all-day admission. And so in the summer, it's a wonderful time to come out because for adults, it's $5. For seniors, it's $4. And for kiddos, 3 through 13, that's going to be $3.
And that is totally inexpensive.
It is.
For that type of experience.
It is. And so, and that you get a wristband, and that's good all day. So you can come in and play in the Discovery Room and learn something new, and then maybe go out on the trails and
then come back.
See what you can find. And if it gets hot, come back in. And you can go back in, or maybe take a lunch break and visit some restaurant close by and then come back and see us again. I think it's a really great day, and it is inexpensive. We also have memberships available.
Okay.
So that you can pay once and then come all year long. And we do have some really fun member benefits too. So our members get to come to special events, and they'll get to see some things before the rest of the public.
Now, speaking of events, what events do you have? Well, let me go back to membership. What is your a year-long membership fee?
Well, our memberships, we have different levels.
Okay.
An individual is just $50.
Oh.
And they get to come to the Discovery Room all year, and then they can have a guest come. So we give them 2 single-day guest passes.
Okay.
And then for a family, it's $100 for the year.
That's not
And
bad.
they get to come to the Discovery Room, 2 adults and up to 4 children, anytime they want to. That's included with their membership. And then they would also get to invite 4 guests.
Oh, okay.
So they could bring cousins or friends to come and join in. We have other benefactor levels that are a little bit more, starting at $250. And these are the levels that get invited to our special events.
Okay.
And one of them I wanted to tell you about
What's
is...
coming up? I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We want to get our members to come out and get to see our new traveling exhibit. This is the first traveling exhibit we've ever had, and I know you're going to come.
You know I am.
I know you are, yeah.
She keeps dragging me out, y'all. She keeps making me work.
We're going to get you frequent flyer miles over there. So it's starting in November and runs through February. So November of 2019 through February 2020. And it is going to be on the nature of things.
Okay.
And
I was looking for that one.
It's several different traveling exhibits that we've combined specially for us. So you get to figure out what makes a honeybee a honeybee.
Okay.
And why pollinators are important. And you and I were just talking about that. And I know Arlington and several other cities are really focusing on pollinator gardens, and we want to get our monarchs off of the highways so that we can preserve as many as possible. So we want to have our backyards or our patios in the apartments to have some things that get the pollinators to come there.
Yeah. I have one of my guest here on the Facebook page. She said, my tomatoes and bell pepper plants are bursting loose because we have a nest of bees in one of my trees in front.
Well, tell her thank you very much.
But she said she's very allergic to bees.
Well, thank her very much for hosting those bees, and tell her be careful. Take some Benadryl, and if she has too many of those vegetables, I'm available to help with that.
She's down in Florida.
Oh, okay. Well, no. That would be kind of hard. But you can learn about the difference between bees and wasps.
Yeah.
Because I'm not allergic to bees, but I am sensitive to wasps.
Oh.
So it's a good thing to know the difference. Also, you can learn about tooth sleuth, because, you know, the way that our teeth are formed tell a lot about what an animal eats.
Yes.
And what more information about the animal. So we're going to have a tooth sleuth area in this. And then what's bugging Belva, and that is learning about what I've just had a little bubble in my brain. And the other one is a salamander's tail. And it tells about the life cycle of a salamander. And Belva will come back to me, I'm sure. That this is going to be a great time, and our members would be able to come for a sneak peek and get to see that before everybody else gets to see it. And that'll be in our discovery room and in the atrium.
Okay.
So it's going to be an exciting time. This is our first time to be able to have a traveling exhibit, and we want to have one every year.
But, I mean, that's going to be nice.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
But, I mean, you have so many things that you have in the center.
Yes.
I mean, I got to play with their snakes and.
Didn't you see a ferret?
A ferret. That's what I was going to say. Was that a ferret?
That was a ferret.
So cute.
That was a ferret. And we have animals that are not native here that we use to show, compare, and contrast.
Yes.
What animals do in this area that help them adapt to life here, or maybe what they have in another area that help them adapt there. So that's a really good time for people to understand contrasting and comparing things. That helps the kids, but it also helps people know. You know, there are people who maybe get a bearded dragon as a pet.
Yes.
And then sometimes they let those go. And so we're trying to teach people
that's not what you're supposed to do.
That's not what you're supposed to do. They're not adapted for life here. We had one that we found in the park and had to nurse back to health because, you know, they're not prepared for life in River Legacy.
Yep.
And so we
they don't know what to eat.
Right.
They don't know, you know.
Right.
It's not their habitat.
It's not their habitat. And so we try and make people aware of things like that. Now, before that traveling exhibit comes, we do have a few other things that I'd love to tell you about.
Okay, what's that?
Okay.
Because we've got like 8 minutes.
Okay, let me tell you. October 12th and 13th.
Okay.
We're going to be having our Fall Festival. It's the
I
best
know.
Fall Fest at River Legacy, and it's going to be from 11 to 9. Now, this is a little different than we've had it in the past. So we're going to have some daytime activities and some evening activities. We're going to learn about all the things that are great for fall in the forest. And then we're also going to learn different ways that we can help the environment. So a big focus is on eco-friendly and what we can do. So it'd be a great time for you to get your listeners to come out, and we could explore maybe some decomposers, or maybe some bats. Does that sound like fun?
You know I'm a bat person.
Yeah, you're there. You're there. Okay. Well, good. That's very good. And speaking of being a bat person, let me tell you this. We have another bat walk coming up.
Ooh, where? When?
It is going to be August 3rd. That's a Saturday. And, of course, bat walks are in the evening.
Yes.
So it'll be 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. on Saturday, August 3rd.
Okay.
And you would go to our website, riverlegacy.org, and sign up there. It's pretty exciting because this is a free event for our Discovery Room members, like we were talking about. The Science Center, 3 of our naturalists have been trained, and they actually will be able to have sonar that they'll be able to see what bats are in the area. We have an iPad app that'll show the sounds so that you can see a representation of it, and then it tells us what bats those might be. And I know for a fact that they're making recordings of bats that they're hearing now.
Okay.
So pretty exciting. I really hope that you can come out. Also, we have for that event that you can RSVP for that event at riverlegacy.org, and you can be in a drawing to win 2 of our discount tickets to Hurricane Harbor.
Oh.
So those would be free for the drawing, but
Yeah.
anybody can get these tickets from us to go to Hurricane Harbor any day of this season for $20.
That's inexpensive.
It is.
And I've never been to Hurricane Harbor.
Well, I can help you out with that. You just come to the center and you can buy them at any time that we're open, and then you use them any day of the season. I have family coming in the end of June. I've already got their tickets, so they're going to be good when they get here. So it's going to be really fun. And Hurricane Harbor is a great partner for us, and so this is one of the ways that we as a nonprofit raise money.
Okay.
And so you'd be helping us out and also having a great time.
And we're going to have to make sure we put that out because, that's a good price for Hurricane Harbor.
It's a great price. It's about half of what you can get at the ticket gates there. So it's a great price, and Hurricane Harbor is a wonderful partner for us.
Okay. Y'all, Hurricane Harbor tickets, $20. Also, we've got events coming up. Now, I'm going to be going to some of these events, so I'll have to keep y'all aware of when I'm out there. And I would love for families to meet me at River Legacy to do some of these events because, I'm always talking about inexpensive and free things to do as a family in STEM, in STEAM, in nature, because, getting yourselves out there, getting out there with your kids. You don't want your kids scared of a tree. Please. It's a tree.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But, and then also, you don't want your child picking up a snake, so they need to know what a snake actually look like, not a rubber one that you pick up at Walmart. Getting them used to being out and being out as a family.
Right.
And then you have things that follow the TEKS for the kids to actually learn. Now, you also do homeschool.
We do.
During the school year, don't you?
During the school year, we have a homeschool program. So our homeschool clubs meet once a month, and they get to come and spend some time really engaged and learning in depth about nature. And what's really nice is a family with kids of multiple ages, they can all come on the same day and meet with groups in their same age.
That is great.
At one time. We also have after-school clubs so that some of our kiddos who are in public school or private school can come after school once a month, and they meet with their same group.
Okay.
So it's a good time to get those friendships building, but also exploring together and wondering together and being excited about nature. I love it because they do some things that span the whole school year, and to see them really delve into these and dig in there, literally dig in, if you know what I'm saying. They get in the dirt and have a great time.
Okay, I have Viviana on here clapping. She is one of the major turtle explorers around Texas, and I have got to get her on the show.
Yeah.
I have got to get her on because she's like, I love, and she gets out and she goes with some other people that I know, and they pick up turtles and they, relocate them and all of that great stuff. But we've got about a minute left. Okay. But I know you mentioned this the other night. You have a wonderful staff, but you have a gap.
We do. We have a gap. Right now we're looking for a bookkeeper accountant to work about one day a week to help us with accounts payable, accounts receivable, and our payroll. It's a great place to work, and if somebody's thinking about re-entering the workforce and they just want to get their toe in, we can be flexible. And
you've got that experience and those licenses or whatever you have to do for accounting.
Come on and give us a call. So we have, you could email me, Becky, at riverlegacy.org. You could look on our website, www.riverlegacy.org, or you could look on our Facebook page and make contact with us because we'd love to hear about that.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have had so many people to chime in today. Uh, no, this is not located in Bryan Irving off 20, Audrey. It's in Arlington off Green Oaks and Collins. So you know you're gonna have to bring your grandbabies up here. And Vivian is like Texas turtles, okay?
I like her.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, this has been all about STEM radio. And don't forget summer travel, Taylor STEM Adventures. My book is here. Don't forget to get it. These are actual things that you can do here in the state of Texas, things that I did with my lovely children. So don't forget those. And I will be back next week with another exciting guest. And we are being sponsored by Britt Technical Institute in Bedford, Texas, and the Collin County Black Chamber of Commerce. Please, please have your high school juniors and seniors enroll in their Supply Chain Entrepreneurship Academy, June 17th through 28th. So until next week, this is Dr. Mary Payton with All About STEM Radio, and I will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for the hottest music, topics, and trends? Then you've come to the right spot.